going to get pretty cold tonight, so let's build this thing. Unfortunately, my car didn't come with roof racks, so I installed these suction cup ones, right? Like, what could go wrong? I pre-cut these pieces, so they should work good. It's foil coated, so should reflect some stuff. I think it's our 8.5 or something pretty good. Oh, that's our 6.5. There you have it, quick and dirty and rickety build. I'll throw some more tape on it, but you get the idea, right? And I by no means endorse this particular product for use in this application. It says right on it, it will burn exposed to open flame. So I got to keep it a little ways back, but yeah, it's pretty slick, I think. I also brought some very flammable 6mm poly that I'm going to use for like a door on this. It won't be taped on really tight because this is not going to let any moisture or humidity out of here. It is actually certified as a vapor barrier. So I'll just pull some of this out. I only told one person where I was camping. I know who this is. Hey, crazy neighbor. I know I mentioned that crazy neighbor had a fall, and he broke his femur and like shattered his pelvis a couple of months ago. Went in for surgery. Crazy neighbor, you got new legs. One new leg. You're down to a cane now. That's great. All right. So that's good. Came to say hi.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll show you what I'm doing over there. You're good to walk, or?
Yeah.
All right.
You got 3 legs. I'm happy.
Okay.
I'm gonna show a little bit. You can get better.
Yeah, you're walking a lot better than last time I saw.
Yeah, I had 2 crutches last time.
Yeah.
Pretty much given up on the walker.
Oh, good. Good.
Sometimes I still use the crutch, but I'm trying to use the cane as much as possible.
Good. So, I only got accommodations for me tonight, so
It's okay.
you just coming for a visit, or?
Not pretty much. If I decide to stay, I'll just sleep in the Suburban.
You're a trooper.
Well, it should be a little bit warmer than the wall wrap.
Don't remind me about that. Voila. Think about that. Yeah, I got this rigid R 6.5 insulation, and taped it all together. It actually holds up pretty sturdy.
Yeah, very much so.
And 6mm poly right on the front. It's all really extremely flammable, so I really want to not get too close to the fire. But it's so easily movable. Look at that.
They're staying together too.
Yeah. Power of tape. Yes. pains me to see you walking around with a cane. Would you like a seat?
I think I'll take the picnic table. I think it's easier just tagged up on the picnic table.
Yeah, you know, you might be right, but well, pick your choice of the seats. I'm gonna just unload some firewood.
I'm gonna take this one.
Okay. Last thing you want to do is to run out of firewood. Crazy neighbor has decided he's going to stay, so he's just going to pull up in the site beside me here. And for the bottom of this, I'm just going to use a tarp, and I got a pretty fancy air mattress. It's total car camping stuff. You'd never be able to backpack with it, but that's the joy of wintertime car camping. Insulated, 4 inches thick. For the Canadians watching, that can go to a Canadian Tire. It's a Woods Comfort Max model. This is going to be fine. Nice piece of birch with a lot of bark on it. Get this fire going now. So I'm making a hearty soup tonight. Those things can cook all evening. Impossible to burn, right? Maybe it's just me, but I like the rich smell of kerosene-based products. Reminds me of those old lanterns you pump up. Just doing up a cabbage soup tonight with some ground beef and rice in it. Not much meal prep involved. Just got to dice an onion and pretty well fry everything up, then throw in some broth, etc. But get that started now in the daylight while I still can. I always seem to buy those onions that you peel the skin off, and then the next layer is like almost a skin too. It's really tough. And I end up like half the onion getting peeled, and I end up with a tiny little part in the middle that's not like that tough onion skin, quasi skin stuff. Get the ground beef going. And I love these recipes. You just dump everything in. Usually if I'm cooking a meal at home and people say, "What smells so good?" I've only started frying the onions and garlic. And a little garlic in moderation here. Should do the job nice. Some beef broth. Instead of bringing a whole head of cabbage to chop up for this, I got one of these bags of coleslaw, and it's got carrots, everything else. Carrots and 2 colors of coleslaw, cabbage. We'll let that wilt down to nothing. When I'm cooking on a campfire, I like to try and have the fire more on one side. So I got the cooking side, a bit more of a simmer side. Now we need the cooking side. I bought this 30% less sodium beef broth just to be a little more heart smart. Actually, I got it by accident. I was thinking it was the real stuff. Now we're getting somewhere. I got these stewed diced tomatoes. These ones are powered by green pepper, celery, and onion, in addition to just the tomatoes. And that should liven things up here a little bit. Which brings the pot a little closer to volumetric capacity, and the rice is going to need a lot of room because if you keep cooking rice, I found this out, it just keeps absorbing it and getting bigger and bigger until it's like oatmeal. So the rice will go on a little later. Just gonna boil this down a little bit, simmer it down, add some spices. Really good. So I'm gonna add my rice in. Half a cup of sushi rice. Do a little thyme. Doesn't need too much. Those spicy tomato mixture thing really gave it some flavor. And what's going to do most of the heavy lifting spice-wise is the bay leaf. And on top. And stir this in. Stir in the rice. Cover it up and wait. Oh yeah. Oh, those coyotes are real close, eh?
Not really close.
Yeah, they're like,
Coming for the fire.
they're like a few sites over. Guaranteed.
Okay, I got my club.
Okay, I hope they give up right away. I got one of these indoor-outdoor thermometers. Right now, from just sitting in here, showing 15 degrees Celsius inside and 3 degrees Celsius outside. Don't take my word for that. Let's see. Looks like that can be read and into Fahrenheit. So 60 versus 38. So the other sensor is right around the corner there, so it's not far away. Let's see what we can do.
There's just some lights over there. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, way on the other side of the truck, there's some lights there.
We might not be the only people at this campground. Just a little bit longer for food, but what happened with your hip and your leg for the folks that haven't heard yet?
Well, technically, it was a motorcycle accident.
Okay, because you had one before.
Yeah, I did, yeah. That was a few years back.
You hit a deer.
Yeah.
What did you hit this time?
This was 100% my fault.
Uh-huh.
First of all, it was Thursday.
Okay, speaking of that, hold on, before we get any further.
Okay.
How about a step two?
Yeah. Cheers, Steve.
Cheers. So, go on.
Okay, it was Thursday. It's been a long day. I think we started drinking about noon.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it was shooter day.
Shooter day. Okay, so that's, I can imagine, yeah.
I'd taken my Harley down to Medicine Hat to go to a toy run, and it broke down. That's a different story in itself. But anyway, it broke down, so I was down there for a few extra days. And Thursday came along. I had my motorcycle in my good.
Annie's ingredients for childhood.
Nature's Bounty supplements you today for a better tomorrow. It's native.
Good gods, I love Native. Yo, we should give this to the mortals. You deserve Native deodorant. It's got 6 clean ingredients, and it smells divine. It's not a myth.
It's native.
Recycling is more than sorting bottles. It's steel-toe boots, second shifts, machines roaring back to life. Recycling helps strengthen manufacturing, taking what's been to build what's next. Support policies for today's and tomorrow's jobs.
Ooh, easy.
Optimizing, synthesizing, uploading, downloading, we're all just so busy.
Good friend's garage. I figured, well, it's here. It's a nice warm garage. I might as well polish it.
Yeah.
So I'm polishing my Harley.
Polishing your hog in his garage. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to walk around the Harley, and I tip over the jiffy stand. And I fell down and I hit my hip.
Yeah.
On the cement floor. And I had this little knife here. It's got a little clip on it.
Yeah.
It was clipped right to the side of my pockets here. And that's what hit the floor first. So all the pressure for me hitting the floor went onto just a little bit of square footage. And it broke it's actually my femur that I broke. It broke it right where the ball goes into the hip socket.
Yeah.
So they did surgery. The surgery was 6 weeks ago today, actually. And it's kind of a medical thing, but they called it some sort of gamma long nail. So, and it's pretty ugly. I watched a bit of it on a YouTube video, and I couldn't watch it. But anyway, they cut me open in 3 places. One by my knee, one here, and one right up by my hip. And they took this long rod and put it right through the center of my femur.
Oh.
You got a reamer about that long. Of course,
Oh.
I'm not right on it.
Okay. No,
But
don't
anyway,
need
the
that.
surgery was so good. Now I got these great big pins in my leg.
Oh,
But, I'm recovering fine.
oh, that's good. And that you think, like the knife clipped on,
Well, that changes
transferred all the weight and
yeah,
the
pounds
energy.
per square inch.
The one that you just clipped right back onto the same.
No, I
hip.
put it right in the bottom of my pocket this
Oh,
time.
okay.
But I was wearing jeans, and the jeans have a high pocket like this. So
Yeah, they
that's
do.
right where it was. And when the ambulance guys came, they wanted to take my pants off to see how crooked my leg was, where it was broken. And the guy pulled the knife out of the pocket. He said, "This didn't do you any good." So I mentioned it to the surgeon, and the surgeon said, "Oh, yeah. Yeah, it definitely made a difference. So you wouldn't have had that in your pocket. You'd have probably been badly bruised, but you wouldn't be looking at what you're looking at now." She's doubling good.
That is looking like a good soup to me. The bay leaf, no sign of it. Let's spoon out some helpings of this. I hate the smell of burned cabbage. I know I'm weird. A lot of people like that smell. Oh, is that the bay leaf?
You found it.
There we go. And that will
She's in the fire.
keep the bears.
You're a crackle.
I'll fix you a bowl.
Be awesome. That looks like clutch.
And get you a little more there. Yeah. Just grab by the. Oh,
I
you
got
got
gloves on. I came prepared.
Here you go. Here we go. Yeah.
Spice is good.
You can really taste the bay leaf. Fresh baked bread. Oh, yeah.
Oh, much easier than a light here.
Okay, yeah. Let's crazy neighbors pillow. We're gonna get him into his Suburban here. Coyotes are going nuts. Yeah. And I just want to be sure he's actually set up here comfortably.
I'm set up here.
I know, but I just want to be sure.
Yeah, hopefully the light's on here.
He broken some bones and there's wolves out there. Great. Oh, that's pretty fancy.
Yeah. Go into the foamy there.
There you go. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Just fine in there. I got my computer there. Your cell phone set to a Wi-Fi hotspot. I'm good to go.
Okay.
We'll come back up to the rear for a bit. I just wanted to get everything together.
Okay. Well, let's go. Back to the coyote infested fire. All right. Like, I should be breaking trail for you here. Let me just.
Normally I'd be walking with my brush, but in the dark like this with uneven ground, I'd rather just use these instead of the cane.
Crazy Neighbor is warming up his Suburban, which is great because there's definitely not enough room in here for the two of us, and it'd be very weird. So he'll hunker down there. I do worry that he's pushing himself too much, walking around after such an injury. Thankfully, he didn't have to get a hip replacement, but still, I worry. So I'm keeping an eye on him. You left your cane over here. Hey, you left your cane over here. This is great. Crazy Neighbor came out. I'm pretty warm. It's cold out. I can see my breath. But, you know, I got that thermal things on my chicken legs underneath these jeans and another thermal underwear under my jacket, and I have extra jacket in case I need it. I'm curious to see how warm it is in there. We're down to the last 2 logs here, and I might have a little more of that soup because it was just so good. Okay. Feels a little warmer. Oh no. 0 degrees outside. And it's only 4 degrees inside. Fahrenheit. Do that quickly. However, the fire hasn't been going full blast. Even feeling the residual heat from that little fire feels good. But I'm gonna change that soon here. Let's hold on the cover. Okay. That looks good. Good morning, everyone. I hear Crazy Neighbors up. I heard a Suburban driving around. I think he drove off to the washroom, then drove back here. So probably about time to get the day started, if I'm ever gonna. Really cozy. I checked the thermometer this morning. It's about the same temperature inside as out. So once that fire goes down, it wasn't really holding any body heat in, but this is not sealed at all very well. But I had no concerns. I was extremely comfortable. But I gotta get up. Morning, crazy neighbor.
Morning, Steve. You sleep good?
Yeah, pretty good. See, if I knew crazy neighbor was coming, I wouldn't have had to strap all the stuff onto the roof of my car. But I'm gonna start pulling this all apart. This is the first time out of the last 5 videos that I've camped somewhere I'm allowed to be, so this was really relaxing. I know people are gonna ask about this little guy. Just using this to pick up the pots and pans. This is part of a camping cook set, a Woods brand from Canadian Tire. The pots and pans come without any handles on them to save space, so they just include one handle like this. I'm sure there's comparable things to this out there somewhere, but that's where I got this one anyways, for people who want to know. And I don't really have a link because they don't sell it online, but it's at Canadian Tire for the Canadian people that watch. I'm hitting the highway soon. Just gonna jump in my car. I'll start driving. I don't know where, but hanging around here has been stressful. There's a lot more going on that I've had to deal with at the acreage than I ever wanted to. I didn't expect to be the one that had to pick out the windows and the fixtures and the colors and the flooring. And so here I am, a colorblind guy, trying to figure out architecture stuff and what's going to look good. Yeah, I don't have any clue whatsoever. So I think I've got everything kind of decided that I need to proceed with that acreage. And I just want to ignore it for now and just go camping. So that's what I'm going to do. New roads. Go somewhere new. I have no idea where. Let the road decide. I'm going to pack up a really small kit for my trip. Just like a little mattress in the back of this thing. And some basic camping gear. And I'm going to see if I can find some stealth stuff along the way. With the stealth videos, it's getting harder and harder to find these spots. I do find that I'm spending days trying to research and look at spots, and sometimes I get a lead on a spot and I show up and it's been fenced off, or they ripped it down, it's not there anymore. So I've spent days actually driving out to look at these things and getting skunked. So I don't know what I'm gonna find. Might be boring, might be relaxing, hopefully nice nature. I don't know, but it looks like I'm leaving this Friday. So I've got somebody coming by my acreage that I have to deliver a parcel to on Monday. And after Friday, I'm free and on the road. And I can't wait. That's what I do best. Aimlessly travel around. But it was nice yesterday, last night, to have nothing to worry about. Except that pack of ravenous, bloodthirsty, foaming coyotes. But I didn't have to worry about park rangers or anything like that. I probably could build a little cabin out of this stuff, but it wouldn't be too durable. I think it's I know it's good insulation. It's R6.5. And it's foil shiny, so that's how you know it's good. But I'll try something like this when it gets colder with a bigger fire and see just what type of a difference I can get, like with a more sealed front door on it. All right. I'll load it up. Easy peasy. Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing to follow me on this adventure I'm going on. And I normally have a plan. Normally, all of my videos, like the stealth camping ones, they take planning. You know, they're not scripted, but they're planned, right? Like I look for specific locations, figure out what the meal is going to be, what gear I'm going to bring with me, how I'm going to stay warm. So there's a lot of planning, you know, like what cameras will I bring, etc. So I'm just not planning anything. I'm just going to go, and it might suck. So I don't know, but it's an adventure, right? So we'll do that, and that sure beats me not getting content up because I can't find anywhere to camp. Like, I'm out of ideas. I was out of ideas 2 years ago. So wish me luck, guys, and let's get ready to go on the adventure of a lifetime.
Savor every moment at home. Create your sanctuary at home. Find your happy place at home. Design your life at home.
You won't remember my name. This is the last time you will see me at the top. I want to carry on, but not today. This is the point I give up, but not today. I want to carry on. You will see me at the top. This is the last time you won't remember my name.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I've been aimlessly traveling for 2,000 kilometers or around 1,200 miles, trying to avoid the snow and find somewhere that feels like home. And of course, all roads lead west, so I'm in the Pacific Northwest again, kind of like a second home for me. It's about time to clean out my car, because as I've been traveling, I really need a campsite with some room so I can pull everything out. I got way too much stuff. And to that note, I'm going to do a ridiculous setup on here, because that's what we do on this channel, is something comfortable and fun, just in our regular old campground. Make some room pulling the carpet out of there, because anything worth doing is worth overdoing. It's cozier already. The downside of camping out of a car is basically you're just sitting in the car if it starts to rain or something like that. So I got these extendable painter's poles that I'm sure I can rig up some awning on my suction cup roof rack here to keep me out of the elements if it so chooses to rain. The tarp I got to use here is 6 feet, and to spread those painter's poles out, I'm using regular, ordinary, over-the-counter, consumer-grade, extendable shower curtain rods. 6 feet. Let's see what these things can do. No, not very strong. Why are my plans so ridiculous? Yeah, that looks sturdy. I got these, no way. Is this gonna work? Okay, I got these gear ties. What are they actually called? Just a second. Okay. They're called gear ties, and they're like big twist ties, and they're reusable and stuff. So I've never used them before. They're kind of sticky. I don't know if this will work very good, but I like trying out new stuff. So it's my first. I know already that these shower curtain poles are not good for the job because they're designed to just hold a shower curtain. Those aren't very heavy. Let's see, that looks like the way to set it up. I got a few ideas on how to attach this. We'll see what works. I got these really strong clips. Make good exercise, actually. And as long as the wind remains perfectly calm, we're going to be just fine. That's nice. All right. This is pretty good. I know they actually make awnings I can use, but that's not my style. Let's be honest here. Anyway, this contraption's done. I'm going to start a fire in a little bit, but we got a little daylight and it's a beautiful park. Let's look around. All right. That looks like it'll do. Got some lights up on here as well. Kick those in later. But it's so good to see some green on the leaves, like what's left of them. They were gone months ago back where I came from in Alberta. Look at this. There are some reasonably impressive trees here. They get a lot bigger than this out here on the coast. And, but it's really nice to see. And even if I was allowed to scavenge wood from the outside the campgrounds here, it is saturated. For locals and people with a sharp eye, I have been to this campground before. This is where I did the tent in a tent, except I figure it's a little bit less recognizable without all the snow on the ground. And beautiful sites, probably about 15% of them are occupied, maybe less, just the way I like it. And there's a beach. Unfortunately, there's very few campgrounds that let you camp right on the beach. Most places have shut it down because people make a mess, light fires, bring their vehicles down, all that wonderful stuff. But this would be the best sound to fall asleep to I can imagine. This place has a couple hundred sites, but you wouldn't catch me here when they're all open. They've got probably 70 or 80 sites open right now. Of course, washrooms are all closed up, but there are the outhouse types, so they're just as good, right? I'm starting to make some organizational progress. I sleep in my car with a rice cooker. Do you? Look how unhappy those shower curtain rods are. I don't think they would hold up in a snow or even a slight breeze. So it's a cool experiment, but if we get through the night, I'm going to be very happy. I know it's not any warmer under this thing. It just feels cozier. Anyhow, step 2 time, because we got a lot accomplished here today. And it is that time of year that if you are interested in merch, I do have a store. The only official one is the Crowdmate store, and there's going to be a link. That's all I have to say about that. If you find it anywhere else, it's counterfeit. And there is some of them out there. It's that most wonderful time of the year where the sun sets at 4:30. It makes it easy to sleep, but hard to cook dinner. It's only going to get darker than this. And the sun, despite setting so early, seems to rise disturbingly early, so that rules out sleeping in. I've got to get this fire going here in a moment. It's cooling off. I can see my breath. Right, fire time. It's store-bought wood, and the story about that, I ran into a guy who is a actual BC park ranger, and we got discussing about scavenging wood from the sites around the campsite. And, you know, it's, aside from the fact that it's so wet, it's just, if everybody did it, it would just be trampled down. So it was cool to meet him. He didn't want to be filmed. He didn't want me to say his name. But, you know, whatever we can do around here to keep things as environmentally friendly as possible, we want to do. Time to start cooking some food. And one of the best parts about bringing everything with you is that you have everything. Look at all this. Got everything other than a flipper, but this piece of kindling is going to work just fine. Got a little bit of camping spice on it, but there's nothing to worry about there. I'm just making a really simple traditional mac and cheese with some baby bok choy and a garlic white wine reduction. So let's roll. The great thing with the campsites open here well into November, and actually this one year round for certain sites, is that they're open. On the downside, they don't have water, so here I am, up to my old tricks, and we'll boil up some macaroni. Oh yeah, that's gonna not have a problem at all.
Protein is essential to my routine. When I'm looking for a protein shake, the first thing I look for is the amount of protein. Artificial sugar, I don't want it. Orgain's protein shake, it's delicious.
An irresistible scent combo. Gain Tango scent boosters.
Hot flash, what just happened? Secret absorb sweat everywhere. Hey,
If you look close enough, things reveal themselves.
You are done, are you?
Elspeth returns on a special night, Sunday at 9:30, 8:30 Central, part of CBS Premiere Week.
So she didn't inherit Grandpa's jawline. There's no doubt she's family. It's your job to raise her.
In my journeys, I have found 3 awesome stealth camping spots. And that's kind of the goal of the whole thing. Travel around, camp pretty basic. Aside from all this hullabaloo and the carpet and whatnot, the lights. The whole goal is to kind of travel around in my car, find these spots, and the next one, yeah, it's okay. But the 2 after that, I was pretty blown away when I found them. Not quite roundabout material, but whatever. I don't think anything's going to top that. Macaroni a la Steve. I know. Why do I always cook a meal for 4? The world is made for a family of 4. I used to cook for 2, but that was even tricky. And now cooking for 1 on the road, they don't sell a quarter can of chicken broth, and they don't sell a quarter pound of ground beef or anything like that. You have to buy a family-sized portion. So I cook it all and have leftovers the next day. That's nothing wrong with eating 4 days of the same thing, right? All right. A little garlic in there too. A pine needle in there somehow. Flour. Slowly add in some 10% cream. A little bit of sour cream. Old cheddar. How old? We'll find out. Smells good. some butter in there. Garlic seems to be the theme of the evening. Some white wine in there. Oyster sauce. Beautiful. Sauce meets macaroni. Oh, yeah. This is the creamiest mac and cheese I've ever had, probably due to the cream and the sour cream. But no, this is the way to do it. And that recipe hits home on the bok choy. I'll have to say that. No measurements, I just kind of eyeballed the whole thing, but it's nice to not cook a meal out of a backpack, that's for sure. Been traveling around in this little clown car circus tent thing here, full to the brim of way more than I need. And I just can't figure out what the perfect vehicle would be for what I'm trying to do. Aimlessly drive around. I think something bigger than this. I think like a minivan would probably be the most ideal. Something that could tow something though. There's unfortunately like no one vehicle that's going to do everything I want. And I have the weirdest ones, you know, the smallest camper I could buy, school bus, that type of stuff. And I don't get enough use out of them all. So I think something like middle of the road, utilitarian, useful vehicle would be best. But ever since the days when I lived in a motorhome, that was huge, burned a ton of gas, stuck out like a sore thumb. And after that, I always said I would probably always buy a vehicle that I could live in if worse comes to worse. And like with this thing, it's tight. It's a tight squeeze, but it's doable. The RAV4, particularly if you're shorter than 6 feet, you can slide in the back. Okay, I got to kind of like wiggle diagonally a little bit, and it'll take some work. But it's a fun trip so far, and it's only the beginning. The stealth is on the way, and I'm so eager to do this. The next couple of videos, like I don't even want to be filming this one, but when I film these ones, I got to be long gone. I got to be out of the area because it's 2 in succession very close, and I don't want the locals to clue in that I might be still around in the area. So it's somewhere, but it's a secret. Oh yeah, let's crawl into the back here. Okay, yeah, severely overloaded SUV. Ready to hunker down. Oh, yeah, cozy enough for me. Okay, good to be in the car. It feels a lot warmer, even though I'm sure it's not. Not a lot of insulation in these things, and they do cool off eventually. But I have my night lights on the awning in case I gotta rummage around outside or find my way to the washroom. Also, in that case, I've got a flashlight there. It's my system as I hang it on one side. And on the other side, I hang my keys. And I get some people asking, you know, how do you feel safe camping, or how would, you know, like a single traveler or a single woman feel safe if they're camping? I don't always feel safe, but like you got bear spray handy. You got keys that you can push an alarm button. You can lock your doors, unlock your doors if you need to. See, look at that. Safe as a bug in here. And got my night light off on. So I don't have a time lapse going because my external battery died on me. And it's unfortunate because I really wanted one with the trees and everything, but I pretty much started doing them when I was going to sleep with no tent in some really cold weather. And I said, nobody's going to believe I actually did this. They're going to start calling me out. So I said, no, I'll just film myself on time lapse overnight. I had to use little hand warmers on the camera. Like it was my cell phone. I didn't even have a GoPro back then. So I was using hand warmers to keep everything running. And I was surprised it worked. It was still running in the morning. And there were so many comments that said, hey, that's cool. It adds something to the videos. And so I kept doing it. But unfortunately, I'm in the market for a new power pack. So cheers, everybody. We will talk to you in the morning, and sweet dreams. Good morning. That was an awesome sleep. I'm going to put my shoes on and calmly and quickly run to that outhouse. Then we'll take this thing apart and get out of here. I got the defrost going to get the condensation off all those windows. And the ultimate test of anything is how quickly can you take it down and get out of here? So let's find out. Yeah, that contraption on the roof came off really quick. Those reusable twist tie things, the gear ties, they did a great job. And I'm gonna roll up this carpet, throw everything in there, and get out of here because I gotta make some miles to film the next stealth camping video. And I'm hoping to be filming that possibly tomorrow or the next day. So stay tuned. We got beautiful weather here coming up for the next little while. So I don't see anything stopping me from achieving my stealthy ambitions over the next few weeks here. I'm certainly enjoying the brisk yet humid Pacific Northwest air. Definitely beats the frosty, snowy prairie air over here. Thank you guys for watching this quick little camping update trip thing. Stay tuned. Next stop, adventure. Thanks for watching.
Give dinner rolls a twist with Fleischmann's yeast. It's simple. Just pour it, mix it, knead it, knot it, and bake it to enjoy delicious results every time.
I want to be just like my big sister. She's on the soccer team, she volunteers at the library, and she works so hard in school. She uses iExcel, and it's really helping her learning. That test is going to be so hard, but I'm feeling more prepared for it every day. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. You're going to notice I'm in a slightly different climate than usual, and that's because we just traveled 9 hours to get somewhere a little bit better. A beautiful wife is tucked away in a hotel because she got a little car sick on the trip, but that's certainly not going to stop me from camping. We got a beautiful adventure here to come, and I'm just going to go to a little boondocking spot outside of town, try to get this all set up. And it does look like this long and winding road is going to get some gravel put on it today, just in time for what I want to do. Oh yes, these back logging roads. There's tons of boondocking spots. You can easily see. What do you think the odds are? I'm going to get a flat tire out here. Seems like pallets get burned quite a bit. But we'll find somewhere a little more picturesque than this. Yeah, I think there's some garbage that gets thrown out here. I don't have enough garbage bags for all of this stuff, but unfortunately. Found a little campgroundy spot on this Crown Land road. I would say logging road, but it looks like more of a mining road. It's a mining community historically, and there is a little mining operation just up there, so I can't go any further down the road here. But this spot looks a lot less trashed than any of the others, so let's go check that out. That time of year again, we actually have a hope of trying to charge something off a solar panel. So I picked up this cheap all-power folding solar panel off Amazon, dirt cheap. This one they sold, but it had good reviews. It's not monocrystalline, it is polycrystalline panel, so in cloudy days it may not work that well. It's got kind of some kickstands on it. That's good. We'll see if it charges the Jackery at all. It's a little late in the day. It's probably 3:30 p.m., 4 p.m. So the sun's kind of not at its peak any longer, and it is still only March. But if it works good, I'll do a better kind of review on this thing. Let's see if it'll give us any juice at all. The light came on. How about that? It's charging at 67 watts. That's not a far cry from plugging it into the wall where it gets 81 watts. Dryer sheets, that's a new one. Huh. So I did jam everything in the back of this. Just didn't want to wait around any longer to do the trip because it's been postponed so much. But I'm trying a new thing tonight for a shelter. Never done it before, but that tent we had on the river, I'm going to just kind of back this car up to it and see if I can camp in it. It's actually not as bad as last year. Last year's stuff was falling out as soon as we opened the door. Oh, pegs. Forgot about those. Right on. Very good. All right. Well, I normally don't go overboard rigging these things up, but considering the cheapest tent they sell on Amazon is disturbingly close to a paint job, I'm going to put on all the trimmings it came with. Don't worry, nothing new. Just picked the windiest day to do this. Right on. So there we have it. Some off-roaders riding through. So with this tent, I have two side panels that are different. I picked those up off Amazon because we only had two from the boat trip. These ones are actually real nice. They come with zippers and are of a far better quality. In here, I've got one on of the old style, this silver reflective stuff, much thinner material, no zippers, cheap Velcro. So, yeah, this whole rig to set up probably is more difficult than a normal tent. Doesn't even keep the insects out. And its only virtue is that it's unnecessarily novel. So take it as you will. In this type of a season, where there's not a lot of mosquitoes around. I don't mind the breeze one bit, and it just kind of keeps the rain off. So for tailgating, it's a great situation. But we know what has to happen right now. Cheers, everybody. It is step 2 time. Brand name beer. It's the beginning of an awesome trip. So probably 3 weeks, maybe 4, depending on how my accountant gets my taxes prepared. Then if I can just come home and sign something, could be a longer trip. But I am filled with energy. This is just what I needed to get away from the winter. Really starts to grind after the 4th or 5th month. And we can only really be guaranteed or expect 2 months out of the year without snow here. Last summer, I'm at Foresty Forest, and it snowed in June. And it's been known to snow in September. So July and August are the only 2 months that I can reasonably expect there to not be any solid precipitation. Anyways, cheers, everybody. Sadly, it does look like some folks have made a bit of a mess of the place, possibly as recently as just yesterday, because a lot of this looks real fresh. So I'm going to try and clean up what I can here. It's a real shame because it's right on a lake, beautiful scenery, no rules, I guess, which is why there's so much garbage here, because you can just come and camp for free, ride your quads around, that type of thing. So we'll try and get this place in order as best as we can. This is a job that's going to need gloves. I found the source of the toilet paper. While we've still got this beautiful daylight, I'm going to take a walk and see if we can scrape together enough wood for a fire tonight. I hate to see all this garbage. I'm going to actually have to bring a bunch of garbage bags on the way back and kind of make a day of it here. And also no firewood in sight yet. Getting to this part, it's actually a lot cleaner. Should have camped up here. Looks like there's a bit of a storm that could be rolling in, and looks like there's a neighbor over there, a van lifer, is parked across the road there. I don't think you could see that in the video because the sun's right behind him. Very stealthy. Some scraps of wood here. They look pretty green, like somebody just hacked down the tree yesterday. But I'll take a few pieces. I'm not too far from where I'm camped, right over there. It's clouded over and starting to snow a little bit. There's some small snow pieces coming down. This is all I was able to scrape up. And I don't have any accelerant today to start this, or a torch, I don't think, for that matter. So we're going to be bushcrafting this thing. There's enough garbage and cardboard around, I can actually probably get it going. And I don't know what that rag was soaked in there earlier. It could be kerosene or something, but I'm not going to go smell it. I am going to try and order up some more of these side panels that zip up, because that would really make the difference. The wind whistling through is going to be a bit much if it picks up any more. But this jackery was out there for, probably an hour and a half. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, about an hour and a half, 2 hours almost. And it was 24%. Now it's up to 34, I do believe. If we had that set up all day in a good spot for the sun, that will probably provide us all the needs that we have as far as charging phones, cameras, a laptop, that sort of thing, way up in the mountain. So I'm very pleased with that. There are some snow molecules coming down on us, so I found something that should let me start this fire. Portable camp stove. Definitely not bushcrafting it because we got other tools available. One of these days, I'll see if I can actually start a fire the tricky way, but today, I just need some stuff to throw in here. I don't think I'll be able to keep this fire going very long because I have a limited supply of firewood. But this one's even got nails in it still. Okay. still green. So we're going right from kind of kindling slices to construction wood to charred pieces to green wood. We'll see what we can do. I have another method for cooking tonight's meal, not relying completely on this. There we go. Whoa! That'll do it. Okay. So when it goes on its side, it's getting the liquid feed of the butane, the isobutane mixture. That really gets it going. Okay. There you go. Okay. Experiment over. Scrape up what I can to keep this going.
That's the Lunchables effect.
Super hydration. Keeps me 24/7 moisturized and smells like a Fiji vacation.
It's a year into my BMW iX and I couldn't be happier. It's a perfect mix of clean, classy design, but with all the top tech features. One charge will give me over 300 miles of range, which is plenty for me to get around LA all week and not even think about it.
Because there are good times and there are bath times. Get more love than humanly possible when you feed a Hill's scientifically proven formula. Because you're only human, there's Hill's.
We're not going to get much of a fire tonight, but I wasn't counting on one anyways. It's just a pleasant surprise to be able to have a small one. And a really lovely campsite, aside from the garbage everywhere. The lake there is pretty frozen. It's paddleable in the summer, so you can go right around. There's apparently a bunch of wildlife. I don't know how much I've been scared of by the gunshots and quads and garbage, toilet paper, etc. But with a little cleaning up, I'd say when I come back through here, you can expect me in 3 weeks or so to be here with a bunch of garbage bags, and we'll really do a cleanup here. And anybody local or around Kamloops could possibly join up and have a beer and clean up this place a little bit. But wow, snow is pretty much starting to come down now. I'm expecting a possible accumulation in the morning, but see how it goes. Getting extremely dark and a little chilly. Time to definitely crawl into the somewhat of a shelter there and get some heat going to stay warm. We'll see if this thing can keep this shelter, more of a windbreak than a shelter, but these things don't like wind. We'll see if this can keep the chill out. I've got all sorts of sleeping bags though, so that shouldn't be a problem, but I do expect this thing to go off and on quite a bit. And I'll set up a cot somewhere close and probably going to try to Amazon myself somehow another side panel to really block out the three sides and zip it up. And that'll be just fine. Feels warmer already. And here we go. Celery. Cooking on this thing tonight because of the dismal fire situation. I got everything prepped up, and this Dutch oven. Gotta keep it kind of close to this so the butane will actually vaporize. And let's see, lovely. First things first, bacon. Right on. Oh yeah, that won't attract any coyotes or wolves. Just gonna throw in the other veggies. It didn't spill on the ground. Yeah. Little flour. Bacon, onions, celery, concentrated chicken broth. Comes in these little containers now. Making it just great. Actually, I gotta add 3 times as much. Bring this guy up to a boil. Time. And chuck in some of these things there to boil with it. I really don't have another use for these after this is done, so in you go, guys. Have a good time. So, Dr. Pepper. Scoop out all this thyme. I think it's going to be pretty timey. Oh, canned potatoes. Canned corn. Come on, you niblets. Great. As it comes to a boil, I'm going to add in a bunch of cod. And I can't do a normal clam chowder because I'm allergic to shellfish. And I'm going to turn it off and let the fish cook just from the heat. Oh yeah, fish looks cooked, and it's just time for a little bit of half cream. Oh, I'll stir that in there. Now that almost looks like a chowder. A fresh baked bun or 2. And yes, delish. The first camping trip after we spent months kind of making a gear list and revising it and trying to load it, I realized this will be my ladle, but that's a-okay. Ooh, that's hot on the leg. Oh yes. There we go. Party cod chowder. Delish. And that should actually help out with the new car smell, as always. We've got the fantastic beer donation folks that have been donating to the cause here. And although I do buy some beer, some of it goes to other stuff. Fresh baked buns really makes a difference. So thank you everybody for donating, but please don't. If you got a cause you want to donate to or a charity, that's all the better. Got the caught, so that's a good thing. Time to curl up for a really good sleep. I'm gonna actually close this because we got a bit of a drive tomorrow and beautiful wife gets car sick.